I'm usually a pretty active person. I just finished my run. Here's my log for today. Or at least I used to. Since March of 2020, school has been online, and with each passing month, I found myself spending way less time being active and more time just doing nothing. Like, no joke, I swear I'm literally sitting there at least 16 hours a day. Anyways, this got me thinking, is this natural? Through some research, I got a crash course on how our level of physical activity has evolved over human history. Around 2 million years ago, hunter-gatherers developed from early hominids in Africa. They didn't have any crops or domesticated animals, so they had to go out to gather food every day. 10,000 years ago, the development of agriculture shifted us to a more sedentary lifestyle. People no longer had to walk around to find food every day, and the development of technologies like chairs changed the way humans are sedentary. The Industrial Revolution of the 18th century allowed more people to live in larger group settings like cities. This switch led to the specialization of jobs, reducing the amount of work-related physical activities. In the 21st century, the combination of enhanced technology and standards for convenience have made us more sedentary than ever. Everything from drive-thrus to office environments promote sitting and inactivity. Today, the COVID-19 pandemic has presented a new environment, keeping us cooped up and stuck at home. A recent study using surveys measured how the pandemic has affected people's physical activity.
In data collected from over 5,000 adults, we saw that the reported prevalence of sitting for more than 8 hours a day was above 40%. If you think about a normal 24-hour day and you sort of block off about 8 hours for sleep, that means at least half of the day was sitting 8 or more hours. And so that's a really large amount and much larger than other population-based surveys in the past.
In the changes in our lifestyle from hunter-gatherers to where we are now, how does being sedentary affect our body?
What happens when you are in a more active resting posture is you have this sort of light level of muscle activity that needs fuel. And the fuel that those sort of lightly active muscles use are lipids. So they basically break down lipids and use that as fuel. That's why it seems like if you kind of quiet those muscles completely, that allows those lipids to build up in your bloodstream.
All that fat increases the risk of diseases, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and many more. Scientists estimate that inactivity causes over 5 million deaths each year. So y'all know that sitting around is bad, but we're stuck at home in the middle of a pandemic. What other choice do we have? A 2019 study of hunter-gatherers in Tanzania might point us in the right direction. The researchers were studying the Hadza, who are sedentary for 9 to 10 hours a day.
The Hadza actually are sedentary for about as long as we are in industrialized societies. But the sort of key is that the Hadza are not sitting in chairs when they're resting. They're resting in postures that actually generate light levels of muscle activity. So squatting postures or kneeling postures.
So maybe what matters isn't how long we're sedentary during the day. What's more important is how we rest when we're being inactive.
What has changed instead, we think, is the way that we're inactive. So we spend our time, on sofas and in comfy chairs and on furniture, basically, that allows us to just shut our muscles off completely.
So to get more active, how does all of this relate to our couch potato lifestyle? Well, the first step is to realize just how sedentary we've become.
Sitting is one of those things that we just do right away. We don't even realize it. So part of the problem is that we don't recognize it. And if we can figure out how to recognize it, then we can figure out how to change it. But that first step is seeing when it happens.
Then we can make changes like standing during a Zoom meeting or taking a walk during a phone call. These changes may not seem like a lot, but they're the first steps towards making conscious efforts to improve our lifestyle. In fact, the video's almost over. Why not stand up and take a walk right now? Treat your body to some movement. It'll thank you later.